So what is trading? That is the main thing we are going to be talking about in this video. In a few minutes, we are going to be delving deep into what trading actually is. We will also be finding answers to questions like, who is a financial trader? Is anyone who buys and sells online just a forex trader, or do they have other things that they trade? So stick around and also do well to hit the like and subscribe button to have more of these videos in your feed. Now let's get straight into it. So trading can be shared into 5 major categories, but let's start with 4 for the sake of writing space. So our first on the list, we have currency trading, and then we have stocks trading, crypto trading, and also synthetics. So let's start with this 4. So I'll try and go into full detail for this video, but since we don't want it to be too long, we are going to have to speed through some of the things. So first, beginning with currency trading, which is famously known as Forex Trading, right? So let's start with the example of GBP USD, right? So this is a currency pair, what we call a currency pair. It's made up of 2 currencies, as you can see, the Great British Pound and also the United States dollar. So the both of them paired together is what we call the currency pair. So the whole idea of Forex trading is basically buying and selling currencies, right? So buying a different currency with your own currency, or selling your currency which you have to get another currency. So the name Forex is actually the short form of foreign exchange. So that's the whole idea of Forex trading. So let me just add another example, that is the USD JPY. So this is the US dollar trading against the Japanese yen, right? So there's a reason why they do this. There's a reason why we want to buy a different currency with our currency. So I'm going to try and explain that briefly. Now, when you take a currency pair, it's made up of 2 different currencies, right? So the first currency there is what we call the base currency, or the major, sort of like the major currency. So let me just put that down. So we have the base currency, and then the other one is labeled as the quote currency. So like I said before, the base currency is the major, and then the quote currency is the minor. Major and minor in the sense that the quote currency is the amount required to buy the base currency, right? So in this case, GBP USD is the major currency. Also, another thing worth noting is the lot size. When we talk about lot sizes, that's actually how forex traders make money online, right? It has to do with the lot sizes. So one lot, or one standard lot, is equal to 100,000 units. So it used to be that forex trading was only done by banks and other big financial companies. Reason being that it required a lot of money in order to trade on the forex market. So before, you would have to buy 100,000 units of the quote currency with your base currency. So not to go too much into that. But now things have changed, right? People like you and I, who are mostly called retail traders, right, are also able to participate or engage or trade on the forex market because of something we call leverage, right? So basically, before you can trade on the forex market, you need a broker, and then your broker is willing to borrow you a certain amount of money, which is what the leveraging is all about, right? So assuming you have an amount of $10, right, your broker is able to sort of help you leverage that amount to $1,000 or even $10,000, which you can use to trade on the forex market, and then it acts as that amount, right? So if you are trading with just $10 and then you are using a high leverage, then you are capable of taking trades that would require that certain amount of money which your broker borrowed you. So the same thing happens in reverse when you're losing money. So higher leverage will cause you to either make more money or to lose more money at the end of the day. Now let's move to this next example, that is USD JPY. So with this, I'll just give a simple scenario so that we can move on with the others. So here, let's say we are trading USD JPY, right? We're about to enter a trade. So we want to buy USD JPY at the rate of 1:1.340. Okay, so to make this easier to understand, let me use this example. So I'm from Ghana, right? We spend the Ghana cedis, GHS. So let's say that $1 is equal to 12 cedis, right? So if I buy $5 and I change it to cedis at this rate of 1:12, then that means I'll be having 60 cedis, right? So let's take the second example. So assuming things change, right, and due to inflation and other global economic factors, $1 becomes or is worth 15 cedis. So if I still have the $5 that I bought initially, then it means that when I change that to cedis, it's no longer 60 cedis but then 75 cedis, because the exchange rate has changed, right? So let's do a little math on that. So I used to have 60 cedis after changing my $5 back to cedis, but now I have 75 cedis because of the change in rate. So 75 minus 60 is a cool profit of 15 cedis. And that basically is how Forex trading works. Moving on to stocks trading. So the pairs that are usually traded in stocks, you have the US 30, you have Germany 30, you have NAS 100, and the list goes on, right? But these ones are very common. So when it comes to stock trading, we usually have two types of stocks, that is the core stocks and the index stocks. So those ones that I just listed are index stocks. So index stocks are basically a group of companies, right? So let's use transport companies like Uber, and also another famous one is Bolt, and also we have Yango, right? So just add Yango. So these are three individual delivery, or should I say transport companies, right? So when all these three companies decide to come together to form an index bond, right? So let's say they name it Trans 3, right? And then this Trans 3 now is listed on the global stock exchange. It becomes an index stock, right? So the name then becomes Trans 3. So that's the same idea with the US 30, which is 30 companies in the US forming one index. Same idea applies with the Germany 30 and the NAS 100 or NASDAQ, SAP, and so on. Now let's move on to the core stocks, which is just individual companies like Apple. It's an individual company. We have Tesla, we have Microsoft, and Netflix, just big companies like that, right? You can also find them on the stock exchange. So this is how stock trading works. So assuming I'm trying to invest or buy shares in Apple, right? So if I buy shares in Apple and then the prices of Apple shares goes up, or in a simpler language, Apple is doing well, the company is booming, then my money also increases. So assuming I bought a $50 share, which is an investment in the company, if the company does well, my money also increases. So then if the share prices of Apple also goes down due to certain poor market conditions or news, right? So in trading, we have hawkish and dovish news. So a hawkish news is one that makes prices of a stock or an index just goes up, right? A positive news. And on the flip side, we have the dovish news, which is generally any type of information or news that causes prices to go down, right? So in this case, this is a dovish news causing the Apple stock to go down. So let's say as a result, my $50 shares, right, goes down to $15 because the prices of the shares also went down. So that is how stock trading also works. Now let's move on to crypto. Crypto trading is another very major sector of trading. Like you've probably heard of BTC, USD, or Bitcoin. This is very much traded when it comes to the crypto area. I personally trade Bitcoin. And also we have other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, USDT, and Solana, and so on. I believe we are now getting the concept of trading. But for crypto trading, you mostly use exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, Bybit, and Co. So these are what we call centralized exchanges. Another very important thing to note are the wallets, right? You have the hot and cold wallets, but let's use hot wallets. Some examples like the Trust Wallet, MetaMask, and Binance. So yes, Binance is an exchange but can also be your wallet. If you are particularly interested in crypto trading, I have so many videos on this channel about crypto trading, especially using Binance. So you can just check that out after here if you want to understand crypto trading more. So moving on to synthetics trading is also a similar concept of trading, but then they have markets that are simulated, right? So those are markets that are manipulated by people, right, to behave just like the real world markets. Now, the kind of pairs that are traded there, we have the volatility indices, which is called the VIX. We also have step index, and many others like boom and crash, jump index, and co. Now, you need to use a derivative broker, right? A broker called Deriv, and this is what they use to trade the synthetics market, right? Now, moving on to the last item, but not least, and that is also another one that is very much traded, and those are the commodities, right? Commodities. So, if you ever heard someone saying they trade gold online, that is probably commodities trading. So, the various items or pairs that can be traded under commodities, we have gold, right? Gold trading, which has the symbol of XAU USD. This is another well-known or well-traded pair, right? So it is gold against the US dollar, the prices of gold. So the next item we have is silver. Silver can also be traded on the global market. You also have crude oil, right? It's called Brent oil sometimes, but it's all the same thing. And trading this as a pair, you need to know the symbol, which is XBRUSD. That is a symbol for crude oil on the Forex market. And then you also have XAGUSD for silver. That's the symbol for silver. So when you talk about commodities, these are the things that are traded generally, right? Sometimes we refer to it as precious metals. We also have platinum, copper, all these other things, can be traded on your MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platform. So if you are just getting to know these things, I have a full playlist on Forex for beginners. You can just check it out. There will definitely be a link in the description. So another thing to note is you need a broker before you can engage in any form of online trading. And I would recommend Exness, especially if you are anywhere in Africa, right? Exness will be the best broker for you for so many reasons. So I'll leave a link in the description if you want to sign up and create an account with them in case you are looking to start Forex trading. There's many others like Ego effects and Octa effects and so on. So another major thing you need is the MetaTrader, right? Whether you want to use MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5, you have to download one of them in order to start trading. And lastly, you also need to have a TradingView account for analyzing the charts. So thank you guys for watching. It's been a long one. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.